Back on Pet Pals TV with Brian Bailey. Brian Bailey has a book called The Wild in Your Dog, and I can call you an expert animal behaviorist. Is that correct? Trainer?
I think that'll work. That'll work for today.
You've worked with more with the dogs, too.
I do.
How did you start out?
Well, I was raised in Alaska. So I had the opportunity to observe wolves back in those days in the early 60s, so it kind of tells an idea about how old I am.
Not dog years.
Not dog years. And wolves were not so savvy to humans in those days, so we were able to get very close and watch a lot of their natural behaviors. So it didn't take long for me to go, that's exactly what my sled dogs do. They do the exact same behavior. So it kind of started a foundational beginning to my journey. Then I went in the military. And in the military, I trained marine mammals. I trained for 3 different classified programs. Now they're unclassified, so it's a lot of fun to talk about them. Did that, and then also, when I left the military, I was able to travel a lot, and I went over to Africa and I studied lions and hyenas. I hooked up with a couple of universities and did some research with them. Then I did some internships, one of them with the late Dr. Eric Klinghammer, and doing some work at Battleground, Indiana with the wolves there. So I've just had a wonderful opportunity, been very blessed to be able to study a lot of different social predators, which they all have a common theme in them as far as their behaviors go.
Okay, so this has been a journey that's been going. You didn't just 5 years ago decided you wanted to do this.
No.
This is your background, your life, your mission.
50 years plus, so that'll give you an idea.
Okay, and this is Captain right here. Captain is an Australian cattle dog, is that correct?
Australian cattle dog, yes.
Okay, and he is very, very smart. You'll see that in a moment. As we start our journey in talking about what it is that you do, you realize starting off that in the short time that I've done this show, no 2 trainers agree.
Absolutely.
So there are going to be people who disagree with you saying that a dog is like a wolf in some regard. You're okay with that?
I'm okay with that to a certain degree.
Okay.
And here's why. Because what I say about that, be it the dog being a domestic wolf, is true. And we cannot deny it. In fact, dogs still share a perfect pair of 39 chromosomes with the wolf. And any geneticist out there will tell you, any expert will tell you that all behaviors are anchored in those chromosomes.
Wow.
Your behaviors, my behaviors, Captain's behaviors. So we have to start from that point. That's why scientifically we call them Canis lupus familiaris, wolf gray domesticated. We don't call them Barbie and Ken domesticated. They are domestic wolves. So we must start with that because it explains every single behavior that a dog does. So that's why I go with that. And I have a problem when we start to think and tell dog owners that we have little people in fur coats.
They're fur babies.
Yeah, and it's human approaches will work for them, like timeouts and delayed reward systems.
Right.
Like if Johnny does good at school, you'll get perfect A's, I will get you this. That doesn't work for a dog.
Okay.
So I just want to, and I have a second book coming out soon that will talk about how that misinterpretation or misleading dog owners can range from a dog just being disobedient to a fatality.
Yeah. So this is for the good of the dog and the good of their owners as well. And I always think that as we've progressed and civilized, we've lost track of what the dog really wants to do or what the breed wants to do or what makes them happy to do.
We did. I have seen this personally. This is really about a 20-year-old problem. And it really is. I can remember as a child, all the adults that I was around, everyone said, we have dogs.
Whether it's a breed or a rescue, there are issues that go along with it.
Yeah, I tell everyone, people ask me all the time, Brian, what kind of dog should I get?
Yeah.
And I say, go study your lifestyle. Try to find something that matches your lifestyle. That's the #1 rule.
Right. Don't get a Weimaraner if you're not going to go out.
If you're not a runner.
There
you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and the book again, Embracing the Wild in Your Dog. And we'll be right back.